Are the state coronavirus shutdowns taking away our personal freedoms? Joining me to discuss that and more, political commentator and author of Don't Burn This Book, which Dave Rubin just told me has made the New York Times bestsellers list. Way to go, Dave. All right, listen to me. So, yeah, all of us as Americans are independent, we're freedom-loving, and they're locking us up, okay? Whether it's this Shelley Luther or the rest of us, what are we going to do to get out of this?
Yeah, well, first off, let me just say that Shelley Luther is a true American hero, and every American should believe that, regardless of their political persuasion. I mean, the woman wants to put food on her kid's table. It's a beautiful thing. I'm here in California. I live in Los Angeles, so I have a progressive governor in Gavin Newsom. I've got a progressive mayor in Eric Garcetti, who's literally telling me to go out and snitch on my neighbors, and maybe I'm going to get a reward. Gavin Newsom, of course, who's the governor, he was the one that was the mayor of San Francisco, and he basically ruined that city. And, you know, they're telling us that we can't go to the beach. Well, here in SoCal, it's about 85 and perfect today, and I did get a little color in my backyard, but it's like, how about you tell us something mature? Tell us we have to go to the beach at half capacity and maybe have a car with a space between another car and you can only go in groups of 4. Give us something that will make us feel like mature adults, as you're supposed to do as government officials. Don't just say you can't go to the beach just because we say it, as if what they say is true just because they worded it. And I think that's the problem with progressives generally. They think that because they say something, it's inherently true.
Well, you know what's amazing about New York? We just found out this week that some incredible number of people who are staying at home, sheltering in at home, it's like 66%, it may be even higher than that, are coming up with the coronavirus. So stay at home, you get the virus. At least let them get a tan. You know, a little vitamin D would help them out, don't you think?
A little vitamin D would help them out. And I'll tell you this, look, my family, I come from New York. I was born in Brooklyn. I grew up in Long Island. I lived in Manhattan most of my life. Most of my family lives in New York. My sister and her family, you know, the weather's good. I thought we had a beach. Now we don't have it. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Texas is looking pretty good these days. But I will tell you this, my sister and her family and 2 kids just moved out of New York City this week because people want to be free. Your intro was exactly right. Americans love liberty, love freedom. And by the way, we're willing to take a little risk to be free. Nobody's saying just get out there and do whatever you want and crowd everything. People are saying, hey, we got to get back to our lives. We're not hamsters in a cage. And you got to let us take a little risk so we can decide what the threshold is for our lives, as opposed to just getting it as an edict, from somebody up in Sacramento, in my case.
Yeah, well, and the shame of it all is, you know, we've all been trained to wash our hands and keep our hands away from our face. That you would think they would figure, well, they've got some of it right. You know, maybe we can let them out a little bit. But anyway, Dave Rubin, I want to congratulate you on hitting the New York Times bestsellers list. Don't burn this book, and we look forward to having you on again. We'll be right back, folks.